Imagine a silence so deep that there was no heartbeat, no breath, no concept of time at all. Everywhere, there was only a dark, unsettling stillness. In Hebrew, this state is called tohu vabohu, meaning completely formless and empty. This was a time when the earth was nothing but chaos, a vast depth covered in darkness. But behind that silence, something was unfolding, something immense. Bereshit. This is the very first word that begins this grand story. It means in the beginning. This isn't just a story. It's the foundation upon which the entire world stands. It is believed to have been written by Moses around 1400 BC to answer humanity's deepest questions. Then suddenly, a voice broke through the darkness. It wasn't like an explosion. It felt more like a promise. Throughout this chapter, God speaks 10 times, and every word carries deep purpose. These 10 utterances echo the 10 commandments that would come centuries later. First, light burst into the silence. The arrival of light wasn't just brightness, it was the first victory of order over chaos. The suspense deepens as we move to the second day. A great expanse, or dome, was created, separating the waters above from the waters below. At that time, people understood the sky as a protective covering over the earth. On the third day, something new emerged. The waters receded, and dry land appeared. Life sprang from the soil, grass, crops, and fruit-bearing trees. Everything was changing rapidly, like an artist painting on a blank canvas. But the mystery wasn't over yet. On the fourth day, 2 great lights were placed in the sky. Interestingly, the text doesn't call them the sun or the moon. Instead, they are described as the greater light and the lesser light. This was intentional, because people of that time worshiped the sun and moon as gods. The text avoids naming them to show they are simply creations, not deities. As the story progresses, both tension and excitement rise. On the 5th day, the seas filled with fish, and the skies echoed with the sounds of birds. The 6th day began with animals roaming the earth. But then comes a moment that has puzzled thinkers for centuries. God says, "Let us make mankind." Who is this us? Could this be the earliest hint of what the world would later call the Trinity? It remains a mystery to this day. The creation of humans is the most emotional and profound part of this story. Everything else was spoken into existence. But humans were made in imago Dei, meaning in the image of God. This carries a powerful meaning. Every human being holds a piece of divine dignity that cannot be taken away. At that time, everything was vegetarian. Both humans and animals were given plants and fruits for food. And when it was all complete, God looked at his creation. 6 times before, he had called it good. But after creating humans, for the first time, he said it was very good. This entire narrative tells us who we are and why we exist. It's a story of turning chaos into order, darkness into light, and filling a lifeless world with spirit. Genesis itself means beginning, and it ends with a family that would go on to shape the course of the world. It reminds us that every human carries inherent worth, because we were created by the greatest of all. In the end, the universe is not an accident. It is a deliberate design, a promise that began in darkness and ended in light. Even today, when we look at the lesser light, the moon, we are reminded of that ancient promise. No matter how deep the chaos, the right word has the power to change everything. And then came the 7th day. For the first time, there was no new creation, no light bursting forth, no land rising, no life forming. Everything was complete. The universe stood in perfect balance, every detail in place, every purpose fulfilled. And on this day, God rested, not because he was tired, but because his work was finished. It was a moment of stillness, a sacred pause in time. The seventh day was blessed and made holy, a reminder that rest itself is part of creation, that peace is not the absence of purpose, but the fulfillment of it. In the silence of that day, creation wasn't empty anymore. It was whole, and that same invitation remains even now, to pause, to breathe, to step out of the noise, and find rest. Because the story of creation doesn't end with movement, it ends with peace. And the story continues. Faith, hope, truth. Subscribe to Faith Freedom USA. Bye-bye.